The one with the largest navy is by far and away the Ottomans. 157 ships, 78 of them being galleys. The Papal States do have 46 and would be able to do a bit of damage to the Ottomans, and they do have far more sailors. The problem the Ottomans may face is just running out of sailors if enough damage is done quickly enough to their fleet. How on earth are the Ottomans maintaining this navy? They are double their force limit right now. Galleys are so cheap that you can afford to do that, and honestly, you need to with galleys. It's the only way to counter smaller, heavy ship fleets, is just by going completely crazy on just how cheap they are. And that is why they are so low on sailors. I think this war might be the end of Delhi, since I think the Mamluks will be happy to help the Bahmanis out with what they want if they hold. I agree. This is really consolidating the alliance between the Bahmanis and Mamluks, and I think that's a great alliance. Delhi needed to be joining this on the Ottoman side. It's the only way that they were going to really survive. They're currently allied to... Oh no, they're allied to the Bahmanis again. So the alliance has returned. Probably because the Bahmanis don't want Delhi backstabbing them while this war is going on. That would have to be the Delhi's opportunity, and even then it would be very, very dangerous. So the Bahmanis are here with 40,000 troops. We do still have 90,000 Ottomans. And let's actually take a look at the numbers. We've got... Hey,
I don't know if I've actually noticed this, but if my ruler were to die, there will be a PU war between Prussia and Spain.
Oh, interesting.
Not as big a deal since Morocco beat Spain, but it would have been interesting.
Wait, when did Morocco beat Spain?
Don't see the entire southern half of Spain owned by Morocco?
Oh, yeah. I missed that. When did that happen? That wasn't a war.
You sure it wasn't a war? Because it looked like a war.
I don't think it was. I haven't seen blue flames for it.
Well, he has a peace treaty for another 14 years, so I'm guessing it has to be that.
Maybe he just capitulated straight away. Anyway, sorry, I've got a war between the Mamluks and the Ottomans right now, so I need to be checking this. Okay, so we've still got the 90,000 Ottomans here. I just wanted to take a look at the number difference. So the Mamluks of Bahmanis do have 115,000 infantry in the field against the 62,000 Ottomans, 25,000 cavalry against 12, 25,000 artillery versus 17. So the Ottomans are pretty heavily outnumbered. The other thing I just noticed is we have a sudden England joining the war. The English most likely wanting to take this opportunity to sink the Ottoman fleet. The Ottoman fleet's immediately abandoning the coast. They do have 134 galleys sitting in the Gulf of Cyprus right now, and we do have the English navy of 15 heavies coming in. We do have the Ottomans going after the 14 Mamluks left there as a bait. And now the English 35 heavies going against the 134 ships. Now the 15 heavies against so many galleys. The galleys are dying by the bucket load, and that kind of defeat is why you need naval ideas. They lost that battle because they lost the morale for losing so many ships so quickly. And the English fleet is just ballooned in size because they captured 7 of the galleys. Actually, only 7. I'm actually a little surprised it was so few. Possibly some of the transports and one light ship. So the English got a little bit unlucky in how much they captured there. But the Mamluk side should now have naval superiority. The English are going to want to fight in this because they want to topple the Ottoman total numbers, because this is rated by who has the largest fleet. And right now, that's the Ottomans. Destroy the Ottoman fleet, they fall down in the rankings. Somebody else picks up those points. Because right now, the Ottomans are winning overall. And the Bahmanis have now overtaken the Ottomans in terms of great power status too. And England staying very, very skillfully off of the great power list. They can ally whoever the hell they want to. Tunis just declared they did. So Tunis has just joined the war against the Mamelukes. So the North African alliance, which I was convinced would actually be able to hold and maintain its strength, has just backstabbed the Mamelukes. Are the Mamelukes actually officially allied to Bahmanis? They are. Bahmanis joined, England joined, we've got Tunis, the Papal States. The Papal States joining this because they want another crack at the English fleet, and it does look like that is exactly what they're going to do. So we've now got the Papal States fleet, the Ottoman fleet, versus the Royal Navy. Exactly what that will mean will be very, very interesting. We do have the Ottomans still advancing into Arabia. We don't have the Bahmanis and the Mamluk forces doing a very good job of beating them off. Empty Road saying the Mamluks will remember this. as the Tunisian forces come in. So what happened in Spain? Did anyone see what happened in Spain? Did I literally miss a war? Who's that? Johnny Portugal, the real Matthew, Carl, halfway, and Garit. Thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Ah, yes, the Ottomans, the Mamluks are actually behind in technology. This is apparently the reason given by players for the conflict. The Ottomans are sitting on Tech 12, Tunis sitting on Tech 13, Mamluks sitting on Tech 11, Bahman is sitting on Tech 12. So right now, the advantage is actually enjoyed by the Tunisians, who are ahead of Mamluks. Mamluks hiring a bunch of extra mercenary infantry, as I am not surprised. However, the Ottomans continue to encroach. Not very quickly. Losing a lot, gaining a lot of territory very quickly because a lack of forts. Like, they really needed to just plaster this area in forts. This was a war that's been brewing for a while. Like, I saw this one a mile away. Surprised it took this long, but I did see it happening. And Hamburg is saying that they've just got their first colony in the New World. Awesome. Let's take a quick look at that. Hopefully not missing any battles. Where are they? There they are. Up in Canada, Newfoundland. Alright, the Ottomans moving up to Al-Sus, spotting the Bahmanis forces. Bahmanis coming in with a level 3 commander. The Ottomans sending in a couple more troops, but they're going to be too late. The Ottomans still enjoying their massive discipline advantage. The Bahmanis coming in with superior artillery, so they're going to be better supported, though artillery is still a bit too early. The Ottomans do have the better tactics. There is no combat advantage here. And then we've got the 3-6-5 general. This is still the era of shock, so shock is going to be doing extra damage. And the Ottomans definitely being outclassed simply by command. Mamluks moving the wrong way, probably to go and try and counter the Tunisian forces. Bahmanis have actually backed off. The Mamluks retreating in completely the wrong direction, and the Ottomans actually won that battle, which I'm a little bit surprised by, probably yelling at the Mamluks for not bringing these 30,000 in. Meanwhile, the Royal Navy is patrolling the coastline, but it does look like the Papal States have managed to land their army, and now the British, or the English, blockade of the Papal... Oh no, they're just moving around, probably trying to find Papal fleets. There are 75 ships here. Some of the naval stuff here is going to be utterly bonkers. Oh, we have another battle. Tunis fighting against the Mamluks. Tunis coming in with 12,500 against the 24,000 additional Tunisians arriving to reinforce. The Mamluks here being completely outclassed. 4.1 versus 3.5 morale. 1.7 tactics for the Tunisians. And the Mamluks are indeed sent packing. Mamluks do still have a very large army, but now it's Tunis and the Ottomans versus them. I think that's going to have some real impact. And in fact, the Ottomans have just pieced out and taken out the north of Syria. And now having a border... Oh no, they already had a border with Austria. So the Mamluks have lost their war against the Ottomans. The Ottomans having been pieced out and given some territories, and now they can focus on the backstab. They also don't need to worry about the 100 ships arrayed against them anymore. Royal Navy is still prowling around the Ionian Sea. We've got the Papal forces on the way in. Actually, the Pope has a lot of troops. 40,000 Papals. 40,000 Papists. Quite a few.
Hey, Bossman.
Hello.
Quick question. What are we doing for timing and or ending date? Or time?
Shall we say 6:15 GMT?
So, 1:15 my time? We normally end up...
That would be 55 minutes from now.
Okay, yep, sounds about right. Alright, sounds good.
So we've got Alexandria currently under siege. It's a siege which is still going to take a while. Ajam is offering to rent Condottieri for nothing. So Ajam is now throwing their weight behind the Mamluks. They just didn't want to fight the Ottomans. That's apparently what was happening here. Ajam's happy to back the Mamluks against anyone but the Ottomans, which kind of makes sense. I mean, they do have this border with the Ottomans, and they're going to be eager to maintain decent relations with them. Meanwhile, Delhi, not really doing very much. Bahmanis have a truce with Jaunpur. Delhi does not. Delhi should be using this opportunity to take as much territory in this region as they possibly can. Oirat, meanwhile, digging a little bit into China. Malacca survived. Pasai, it does not look like took very much from them. So Malacca lives to fight another day. And are they allied with anyone? Malacca's still completely diplomatically isolated. You've got to sort out your diplomacy. You cannot get away in a multiplayer game without allies. Doesn't work. People notice and then declare war on you. That's why Portugal's going after them. The Bahmanis peaced out. Bahmanis did peace out, so this is now just the Mamluks in Ethiopia. England also peaced out, not particularly interested in going after the Papal States, apparently. So Tunis are going to be given free reign to expand here. The Mamluks, 45,000 men, plus the 22,000 Ajami troops. Going after the Tunisians. I mean, the Mamluks do still have a pretty hefty treasury, so they're going to be able to maintain this war for quite a long time. They are very, very wealthy. They will also... No, they actually lost their fleets. There's no kind of naval superiority. The Pope and Tunis should be spreading out and blockading right now. That would reduce the Egyptian income and then cause them some more economic stress. It looks like Mamluks are waiting for Ajam to arrive right now, and they'll just be throwing 67,000 troops against whoever is in Alexandria as soon as they are able to do so. Alexandria's fort, though, seems to be holding. Do they have defensive edicts? They do. So that should buy them some more time. And I really, really hope that we see some more forts. Like, just put a fort in Manan. Put a fort in Aqaba. Jerusalem, if they get military access through, that would still be a bit of a problem. So you probably want one in Gaza as well. And just surround this in forts. Just make them pay for attacking you. Anyway, we've got the 56,000 against 45,000. The Tunisians are taking huge casualties. Mamluks with 4.6 morale versus 4.1. They are outclassed military tech-wise, but they are doing the extra damage. They do have slightly more discipline, but that's not enough to even out the military tactics difference. 31,000 infantry versus 34,000, 10,000 cavalry versus 13,000, and then 13,000 artillery. This is where the Mamluks are losing out. They do not have the rear echelon support, and it actually looks like the Tunisians, now that they've received some reinforcements, are actually going to balance this out, and we do have another 16,000 papal troops on the way as well. Where is... Oh, these are Ajam. Mamluk forces have already retreated, so this is just Ajam versus Tunis at this point. And Ethiopia...
just a heads up. Hamburg just disconnected. I don't know why. So I'm going to pause for like another minute just to see what happens.
Okay.
If it's back or not.
Thanks.
And then we'll resume.
Okay. England probably got a warning from Austria. Possibly. Or they saw the Papal States as a counter, or they just did enough damage... I think the English wanted to sink the Ottoman fleet. That was the main reason they joined. They are now third overall in terms of naval power. They do have a little bit more space to increase in terms of force limit, which will jump them into second place. They might be able to take first place, but that would be a lot more difficult. They would need to build another 40-odd ships to take the first place. And in that time, the Ottomans are almost certainly going to be building more troops. Meanwhile, the battle here. The Ajam and Mamluk forces indeed sent packing. The Papal States still sending in their troops, but Tunis is able to hold the line and will be taking Alexandria very, very soon, I suspect. Meanwhile, the Papal blockade has begun, which is going to be giving them a bonus in sieging down Alexandria, and will also be ceasing some of the trade for the Mamluks, although the Mamluks, having just lost a large portion of their army, are suddenly making a lot more money. Also, they are earning subsidies from the Bahmanis, so even though the Bahmanis pieced out the war, they are not removing themselves entirely. They just wanted to bring their forces back, probably so that they don't lose more manpower. Like, Bahmanis still have a lot of enemies around them. They're strong, but not unassailable. Is that Austria in the Middle East? Yes, it is. See you, Darkfighter. This was really shady by Tunis, though. Could hurt their diplomatic relations with other players. Oh, and certainly it will. Like, the Mamluks have done a really good job of, like, maintaining good cordial relations with everyone around them. They've still got good relations with the Ajam, Bahmanis, and Ethiopia, and all of those players are going to have seen what Tunis did. The interesting thing is what Morocco is going to do now. Is Morocco... No, they've broken their alliance with Tunis. Morocco is now only allied to the Congo. And that truce ends in 4 years, so Morocco has seen what Tunis has done to... I don't trust you. This alliance is over. Tunis is going to have trouble gaining allies after this backstab. Yeah, like, the whole reason I think that the Ottomans failed to attack the Mamluks is because the North African alliance held strong. Now that Tunis has effectively dismantled that, Ottomans are going to have free reign to go after the Mamluks. The Mamluks are going to probably be pretty well supported. Like, there's definitely a roadblock before Ottoman expansion, but the path is now open. What has the Congo done to get so many rebels? Oof. Ooh, and they are separatists! Oh no, what's happened here? Oh, we got a hot train. Damn, that means I can't check. They've lost a lot of stability somehow. Disaster of some kind, I suspect. Disaster, bankruptcy, OE. I don't think it's overextension. They haven't expanded that much. If they take this off of Mutapa, that might be it. And Morocco took a bunch of territory, and this is most of the gold mines, if memory serves. So who are we waiting for? Gabs. Gabs being Hamburg, so Hamburg disconnected. Fantastic commentating, thanks. You're welcome. This is definitely, I think, the best way of doing multiplayer. Like, I love playing multiplayer. That game as Terhut is one of my all-time highlights of having played EU4. It was so much fun. And playing as England, Britain before that. But I just don't interact with chat enough when I'm playing myself because I'm so focused on what's going on. I'm so focused on talking to other players. And I'm actually quite quiet. Like, when I'm in a room with other people, I listen. I don't talk. And so when I'm in a big chat, when I'm in a big channel with lots of other players, I listen to them talking. I don't like talking over them. So I just don't engage. And yeah, it makes things a lot more difficult. While sitting here in the commentary box or I'm on my own, I'm commentating, some players will drop in from time to time and give me their feedback and their assessment of situations, and I can ask them questions and the like. It's just a much better format. It really is. Alright, Mamelukes are going for the next round. This is going to be 30, 20, 50,000, 70,000 against 22,000, but Tunis and the Papal States are coming in. This is going to be 70,000 against 70,000 plus... Nope, that's it. There's going to be 80,000 against 60. The Mamelukes are just being sent packing. They just don't have the quality to face off against the coalition aligned against them on a one-to-one basis. So I think that Tunis will ultimately take a bunch of the Mamluks here. They may even take up to Alexandria. I somewhat doubt they'll take more than that. 6, 3, 3. Actually, I'm curious. How much could they take? Oops, I'm seeing this from the wrong perspective. So if they wanted to take this, what would it cost them? 35 war score. Oh no, they could actually take a lot more. Yeah, potentially they could take like that much, I suspect. And the Papal States is demanding some of Egypt. This is all occupied by the Pope. Is that the agreement here? Is the Pope going to take the trade zone? The Pope is a big trade player, so the Pope probably wants the trade zones from Alexandria, so they may request Alexandria and Rashid, for example, and then give the rest, maybe even Cairo, and then give the rest to Tunis. We shall see. It'll be interesting. Because a lot of this has been carried by the Papal States. 59-40% in terms of contribution. Mamelukes having 82%. Ethiopia with 16. Ethiopia hasn't contributed a huge amount. In fact, where are they now? That's Ajam. That's the Mamelukes. Ethiopia's just not helping.